Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Vermont Scale Customs. How's everybody doing? So this is installment number 2 of the SCX18, as I'm referring to it as. Really just an OGRC chassis with C10 rears up front, and it's got Gladiator rears out back, Injora shocks, Treal Axles, micro Komodo, Lizard Pro, Bluetooth, Emax, what else? Yeah, I mounted up some JD crawlers with soft foams, and they're sitting on hard park wheels. Sick wheels, by the way. Unfortunately, I have a cracked one. I think the left rear is cracked. Needless to say, I love those though. I should really actually get some metal wheel phases at some point in time and kind of give up on carbon fiber wheels. Anyway, I wanted to run this in slow speed so I could see what the tires are doing. And also, too, you're looking at the Dashex Z2 body and interior mounted on this thing now. This is the same rig that the Gladiator is. Took that off and then wanted to see what the second option looked like. And I also wanted to, like I said, run this in slow so I could watch what the tires were doing here and see if that's anything I want to mess with running the hard foams or try and create dual stage out of the 2 sets of foams that they send you in those JD crawler tire packages, which is kind of nice. They give you a firm set and they give you a soft set. So if you're good with your clean cutting on your foams, you can actually build a set of dual stage if you want to. So probably going to mess with that next. Drivers are a little bit out of scale. Body's on a tiny bit on the small side. This would have worked on the regular like 24 scale chassis itself. Since this chassis is a little bit longer, it looks a little smaller, but I really like it a lot. I think I'm going to leave it set up this way. This was option number 2 of 3 that I have, but I like this enough. I like it better than the Gladiator. And I certainly like it better than the Tacoma body, the small Tacoma body that I was going to put on. It had like an AMT models. They call it a 124 scale, I think it is, but the thing is so tiny. It's even smaller than a Mini Z, so it's like probably 128, 129 scale. At any rate, it just wouldn't look right on this, and I didn't want to have it look too goofy. I think this is a little better. It performs much, much better. Not nearly as heavy, not nearly as top heavy. And also, too, I like the way everything is kind of protected around the back as well as being exposed. So that little silver bar in the back has been moved all the way to the rear to the 3rd hole. I had that set up for the mount on the other one. Still need to come up with a way to get the bumper set up on the front. Kind of want to fill in a little bit of the void. But this thing seems to move through this course pretty well, pretty effortlessly. It makes it through the 3rd stage, no problem. It's the 4th and 5th and 6th that are yet to be conquered by this. Those are tricky spots, and I've only been able to do those like in one of my Alban rigs. But this spot coming up is definitely, again, it's kind of why I built this, just because I think the way this handles everything and the way it looks when it's running, I like it. So hopefully you guys do too. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I think this one kind of turned out pretty cool. A little bit better than I expected. Now this is where I think the soft foams in this are working exactly as designed. There's not too much being applied to them. They seem to do a heck of a lot better on this than they did on the Rubicon. It's a really heavy body, so I think it had enough weight on there that it would just push the foams just beyond what they're capable of doing. So it's a tough call of whether or not I want to run the stiff ones, but I think I'm going to give it a try. It just takes so long to build a set of hard park wheels. Not long, but, just tedious. I don't even know what my full, tear down and rebuild time is on a set. I should time myself someday, because I've gotten pretty good at doing it, because I do it a bunch. This doesn't go anywhere, trust me. So, moved over to the other side. Doing a couple lines that have been done previously by the Alban rigs and the hard park rigs, but they end up going to the right, and this one kind of maps out a new route on the left, which is something that neither of those had done yet. And so this thing kind of opened up some new terrain, I think. And it's because of its size and also to the wheel and tire setup. I have these also on one of my Alban rigs, but they're cut for the 1.8s, and they just don't work the same. I wish they worked as well as what they do on this, but I think the 1.8 size is a little bit large for 24. I think it should be back down to about 1.4, 1.6. Kind of give it some sidewall still to use. allow for a little bit of compression, grappling. And again, you know, fully weighted on the left rear, and that's the maximum amount of compression you're seeing happen. And also, too, really super off-axis on the front, still not folding under, and it manages to grab onto that red piece of granite right there, and it just walks right up. And this is the route that I was talking about. None of the stuff that I have has actually done this side yet. I set it up when I slapped these rocks together here a couple weeks ago, and I hadn't done this side with it because there was nothing I had confidence in it actually being able to pull it off. It just sort of very casually walks right up most of it. Gets a little axle hung here in a second on that spire sticking out of the butt. Little wheel twist up front. We'll find another way. Yeah, I like these tires a lot. So I gave up on that because obviously that doesn't go much further than there. I still need to map a route on that side. I haven't found one yet. That rock is really slick, that pink granite piece. But I don't think that looks terribly out of scale. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I really think the look on this thing just kind of captures something for me. It's a very unique rig for me. I don't have anything else that looks like this. I've been wanting to figure out what to do with this body. I could put a spare tire on it now. I figured out last night that I can get the battery out of the back to charge without having to take anything off, so I shouldn't need to do anything unless I need to work on it. So I may go ahead and put a spare on it now. Kind of complete that look a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to give it lights up top. Those are not actual light buckets. They're just plastic lights. I could drill them out for 3mm lights and probably get 3 lights in there, but adds a little bit of weight. No, not a ton, but enough. And also, too, 3 lights using up battery power. And I don't do much driving at night, but we'll see. We'll see if I add that scale detail at some point in time. It could be worthwhile. Maybe even a couple of red tail lights, but I'm just not there with it yet. I want to run it for a while. You know, I'll say it right now. I wish I could have bought a hard part Goblin chassis, yes, but I didn't have $80. I had, these are like 18 and change, $19 or something like that for a chassis kit for the OGRCs. So for a fourth of the money, less than a fourth, you know, and I love Chad and all of his products and stuff like that. There's no doubt about it, but I just can't really afford to just build boutique crawlers all the time. You know, I want to be able to get something up and running and be able to have some fun with it and practice driving. I built this to be able to maybe hopefully do a little bit of competing. There's an indoor course. I think it's might be like Metamora, Washington, something like that. There's a small RC shop. They've got I wouldn't say small. I think they're fairly decent size. I've never been there, so I can't even really say what size it is. But they have an indoor course, and I believe that they do competition. So kind of want to get in on some of that. And I wanted to build a rig that I can kind of take. I'm not sure if I can run my hard park rigs or any of the other comp rigs that I have. I'm not sure if they have those classes, but I kind of wanted to build something that I could definitely get in to doing over there. So that's where this comes in. Anyway, I hope you like it. Let me know your thoughts. I think it could do a little more tuning to it, a little bit more work to do, but overall, very happy with not only the look, but how it performs. Yeah, that's that. Probably be seeing a little bit more of this, so I'm probably going to go out and run it today. Just got shot last night, had a chance to edit, did the voiceover, here we are. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.